Here are the 5 things I would do as a nutrition coach to perform at a high level as a businessman. Number 1 is going to be water. The first thing in my body every morning is water with some pink Himalayan salt for those added minerals and electrolytes. That is going to be key. Water early and often. Next up is caffeine in the morning. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have it every single day, but all I'm having is caffeine, beverages with caffeine in them. Your coffee, I like to add a little bit of milk and honey. Those are going to help add the improved testosterone and that sort of thing, and slow the digestion of caffeine a little bit. Because of the fats in there, you can also add coconut oil or butter. That's going to help as well. Now, another method with that in mind is matcha. Matcha is a little bit, or it has the caffeine, but it also counteracts it by mellowing you out a little bit. That's going to be helpful in some scenarios where you want to be more calm, cool, and collected. Another thing that I've been using more so lately is yerba mate. So that is another thing you can make at home or get the beverages out, which obviously if you're getting beverages at a convenience store, they're going to have a bit more additives. I like to make these things at home ideally and make them and flavor them to my liking with the ingredients that I approve. And yerba mate is going to be helpful in between a matcha or a coffee and a tea. So it's more of a tea, and you can use that to caffeinate. I find that it gives me a good boost of energy more than a matcha, but not necessarily as strong as a strict coffee. With that said, energy drinks and pre-workout are something that I use, but I use them with caution and in moderation. Now, moving on to number 3, that's going to be my afternoon meal. So a brunch typically, because oftentimes it's eggs. What I want to prioritize here is protein, animal protein, and some fats. So it's not going to be carb heavy, although there may be some vegetables in it. That is going to be, to me, this is basically an animal protein and a vegetable or something like that. So yeah, with that in mind, moving on to number 4, that's going to be my bigger meal, my dinner. What that's going to include is more carbohydrates, more rice, potato, sweet potato, whatever suits you and your goals. And that's going to be prioritizing, again, animal protein as the main thing, and a whole bunch of vegetables as well that can help to fill you up and give you nourishment and nutrients. With that said, the 5th thing that I would prioritize is going to be I have this as an either or, so it can be either you have it earlier in the day as a snack, even in the afternoon, or even before your lunch, after your lunch, or I would call it like a dessert, because it's going to be a sweet thing with dairy, so your yogurt, milk, and protein, or a smoothie, or cottage cheese. And I like to add things onto this, being fruit, nuts, honey, raw cacao, or dark chocolate. So having some sort of sweet treat or sweet snack where it's going to satiate me, it's going to give me good nutrients from the fruit, protein from the dairy, and good fats there. Some carbohydrates included in all of this, and I like to add things honey or, like I said, dark chocolate or raw cacao for the benefits that those bring. As a businessman, I would prioritize these 5 things. If you have any questions on why, I can go into a little bit more. So obviously, the water is going to help you be hydrated, perform optimally, and remove a lot of the hunger or cravings that you get. Same goes for the caffeine. You're going to be thinking more clearly. You're going to be on point moving into the afternoon. Again, a lot of this is prioritizing your mental clarity and how focused you can be during a workday. So having the protein and fats, sure, you might want a little bit of carbs, but you're already getting some honey or that sort of thing from the caffeine drinks or from the coffee or matcha if you're having those. And then you can obviously add a little bit to that afternoon meal, but prioritizing the protein and fats helps you, because if you're having a whole bunch of carbs, you're going to be slowed down mentally. At least I know 100% I end up being that way. So trying to minimize those. Now, if you're having carbs that are fruit and honey, yeah, that's probably fine. If you're having anything, even if it's as simple as a sourdough, which is a preferred option when it comes to bread, or like rice, pasta, potatoes, those to me are going to minimize my mental clarity, and I don't want that until later in the day when I'm done with most work or just trying to relax. Not to say that I don't work late into the night. Sometimes that happens, but it's more of laid back, relaxed work. With that said, the other thing, your dairy or snack, so that's going to be giving you the nutrients from nuts or nut butters. Obviously get high quality, all natural there. For all of these ingredients, organic, and the higher the quality you can afford, the better. You will notice a difference. And your fruits there are going to be great, especially things blueberries for that mental or that cognitive impact, beneficial there. You can add some protein powder to some of these things. If you're making a fruit smoothie, throw in some dairy, some protein powder, and some fruit, and you're good to go. And yeah, not too much else. The dark chocolate or raw cacao is something I've been enjoying a lot lately. I like to add things, nut butters, depending on if I'm having more of dates and bananas, or I'll just keep it more fruit and honey based if I'm doing more berries or tropical blend. The other thing is going to be prioritizing your animal protein at that dinner meal, that big meal. So enjoy that, indulge, but also make sure that it's high quality and you're going to be filling yourself up on things, steak, potatoes, vegetables, salmon, stuff like that. This has been extremely helpful for me. It helps me to stay around between 10 and 15% body fat for the most part throughout the year. It's not something that I dread. It's something I enjoy, and it's something I can stick to and implement that helps me to get closer to my goals, whether that's in my fitness, my business, my relationships, etc. It's all good. If you have questions, comments, want to learn more, shoot me a message or drop a comment. I hope to talk to you guys more soon. Check out my next video coming out in a few days from now as well. On the YouTube side, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and engage with the post. Have a great day, and we'll talk in the next video, or talk to you soon.